associated with this project, and I'm joined by some of my colleagues from Russell Construction and Leggett Architecture who have been our partners on this. But I wanted to share three things with you today about this great project. First and foremost, when Augustana College builds buildings, we don't do so by going out and borrowing a bunch of money or increasing tuition exorbitantly on our students. Instead, when Augustana College builds buildings, we have incredibly generous alumni and friends who support these projects. And one of the milestones that we crossed in the month of November was exceeding a $1 million challenge from the Austin E. Knowlton Foundation. The Austin E. Knowlton Foundation in Cincinnati, Ohio had made a lead gift to this project of $8 million, but they challenged Augustana College that they would donate an additional $1 million if we went out and raised that $1 million to match that. And in the month of November, we exceeded that $1 million to achieve that match from the Austin E. Knowlton Foundation. And at this time, Augustana has raised nearly $12 million in philanthropic support for this $19 million project. The rest of this project will be funded through additional philanthropy as well as resources that Augustana has acquired over the years to support physical plant improvements. But again, we don't increase tuition exorbitantly on our students, nor do we go out and borrow when we commence and undertake a project like this. One of the nice things about a project like this is we have the opportunity to honor people who have been important to the college's history. And in the month of October, we announced that the natatorium, the pool and diving well, would be named after a pioneering alumna, Anne Grieve Lund, the class of 1926, who was the college's first athletic director for women and was truly a pioneer. If you think about the mid-1920s, a woman organizing athletics at a college right here. We were delighted to be able to honor Anne Grieve Lund, but one of the most exciting things was that just after we honored Anne Grieve Lund, an anonymous donor made a $500,000 donation in support of this project, because that donor was so excited that we chose to honor a pioneering woman. One thing you might not know about Augustana is that across the state of Illinois, we have more academic All-Americans than any college or university. We rank number one, ahead of any other college or university in the state of Illinois in producing academic All-Americans, and number 10 out of about 1,300 colleges and universities in the NCAA 2A across the country. And this project is going to allow us to honor one of our academic All-Americans, and we're delighted to be able to announce today that Aubin Emil Cooper, the class of 1993, who was an absolutely amazing student, but also student athlete at Augustana, will have the functional laboratory on the first floor at the southeast corner of this building named in his honor. Aubin Cooper was Augustana College's first black academic All-American. He had an incredible career academically here. After he finished at Augustana, he went to Northwestern University, studied physical therapy, and while he was here, he was a heck of a basketball player as well. And we're delighted to be able to name a laboratory after Aubin, who's really a remarkable individual, and to be able to honor our first black academic All-Americans. Last thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about, and you'll see more of this as we take you on a tour, is this building itself. This building represents what we do at Augustana. We blend things. We blend what happens in the classroom with what happens outside the classroom, and this building is a perfect example of what we do because we're a residential liberal arts college. This 52,000 square foot building will combine academics by housing our kinesiology major and our public health major, as well as athletics. We'll be introducing men's and women's water polo. In fact, just today, I was informed that we got a tuition deposit for a woman water polo player from Hawaii. I mean, that's pretty awesome to be adding to the states represented at Augustana. We'll also be able to expand our swimming and diving rosters for both men and women. This is a building which student athletes and students will seamlessly go back and forth between those two functions, much like the Gerber Center and the Bruner Theater Center, because this is what we do. We blend those things at Augustana. We're really excited to show you some of the behind the scenes. In fact, I think, Brian, we're going to be able to show you where the natatorium will be, which you can't see from here or anywhere at this particular time, so we're excited to take you behind the scenes. Again, thanks for coming today. That's sort of the general briefing, and we'll be happy to take some questions, but more importantly, we're really excited to take you inside to see the building.